Here's an update of what I have so far. On the right, in the bigger containers, there's two Super Sweet 100 tomato plants and two Kellogg's Breakfast. They've kind of just been trial runs that I've had, and just gonna keep seeing how they grow, and maybe keep putting them in bigger containers, and eventually put them in the garden in just a container. And then the back one's a sunflower that just growing for my daughter. The rest on the left is broccoli. I think it was planted the middle of January. And then behind that in the other containers with the smaller plants is more broccoli and cauliflower that was planted at the very beginning of February. Right here is some cabbage that was planted January 16th. And then over here is just a couple different trays of onions that I'm growing. So on these back two over here, I'm actually doing an experiment with a sample and a control group. On the right is a Kellogg's Breakfast and a Super Sweet 100 that I just transplanted into a bigger container. And those are actually a little bit bigger. And then on the left, I transplanted the same two plants, a Kellogg's and a Super Sweet. And I used some of the extreme gardening products, and I'm just going to see how much better the extreme gardening products do than the control group. The control group was actually slightly bigger. They're planted at the same time. They've had the same conditions. They do look a little slightly larger than the other group, and I'm just going to see if that extreme gardening products help it catch up and maybe surpass the other ones. Just kind of doing it for my own experiment. Planted those tomatoes a little early, so I'm planning on just kind of keeping those in a container and maybe eventually just taking them outside and putting them in the garden. I'm going to do another round of tomatoes, but it's probably going to be another couple weeks before I plant those. And here's my broccoli. I have 12 plants right now. I have 6 of Pac-Man and 6 of another kind that I had seed. And to the left over here is actually some cabbage that I planted. I don't plan on planting a whole bunch of cabbage, but we do use some, so I'm doing 6. And then back here, this is a sunflower that I'm just planting for my daughter. I put it in a bigger container, but I used some of the extreme gardening products there versus the other one where I didn't. I'm not too worried about it. I'm just going to see if it starts to do better than the other one. And then back here I have one container is Pac-Man broccoli, another container is another type of broccoli, and then the other one back there is a cabbage. And then here to the right I have 6, I think it's snowball cauliflower, and then the other is a cheddar cauliflower. So never had that before, just gonna give it a shot and see how it is. It's supposed to taste about the same, but have more vitamins. And then back here I'm just growing some onions. I put a couple seeds in each one. I'm gonna transplant them out to the garden here in a few weeks. Planted them on February 2nd, so you can kind of see that they're, I don't know if that's blurry or not. I kind of need to water a few of them, but this is what I have for this update. And then this weekend I'm going to actually start peppers and some okra. And then next week it looks like I'm going to do some eggplant. Kind of using the square foot gardening planning guide on when to start and not start based on your frost date. And then the broccoli, the first set of broccoli, cabbage will go out March 9th is my plan, and then cauliflower and onions will go out the 16th. And then every week kind of something starts or something goes out, so just kind of trying to keep it organized.